What's up guys, it's Joe. We're back for another video. Today, I'm gonna talk about this small little piece of camera equipment I got. So obviously you clicked on the video and you saw the title and you wanna know what's the best way to combine digital camera convenience with the feel and look of using a film camera. And I think that this might be the answer. We're gonna find out today. This is just a camera lens adapter. It's a FD mount on the front, which is what most of the Canon film lenses use. I have a Canon AE1 on the shelf behind me and a bunch of lenses. On the other side, we have the EF mount. So this will go into any of the Canon DSLR models. I have my Canon 5D Mark IV that I normally use for my photography. Really quick before we leave, I just want to show you guys what I have here in this binder. Because I do have a Canon AE1 like I just said. I also kept all of the film strips. If I hold it to the light, you can kind of see, you know, some of the images, right? So I have, let's turn it back on. I have used a film camera. I actually used to use the Canon AE1 all the time, but it's just so inconvenient and it's so scary and like heartbreaking if the images don't come out because of expired film, or you didn't develop it correctly, or maybe there's a problem with the camera and you don't really know until you develop the film. So I'm kind of looking for a solution to get that beautiful film look, but not have to worry about it. This is more about convenience. This is not meant to replace film photography. But let's go ahead and go test it out. Okay, we're here. I made it to downtown Spartanburg. I've never really walked around here so far. I've been living here for like a month and a half. Street photography really feels like it fits that film photography vibe. So I'm photographing some of these buildings here, and this kind of expands farther than just this little hack. Is if you're buying a camera and you're trying to get into photography, I would recommend not spending all of your money on the camera and getting a really nice camera. Invest in the lenses. The lenses are actually what's gonna make your photos look a certain way. The camera, yeah, will interpret it different ways, but with these lenses on a digital camera, my digital camera is seeing the world the same way that the film strip in a film camera is seeing the world. These lenses are not as perfect as modern lenses. And those little imperfections are kind of what bring that film vibe into film photos. So let's keep walking around, find some spots. Right now I'm using the 50. I'll probably switch to a longer lens in a little bit, but for now, we're rocking with this. Okay, we've made it kind of to the main little shopping and restaurant hub of downtown Spartanburg. I put on the 28mm lens to get some wider shots. There's a really cool statue back here, a bunch of cool little shops and everything. It's super easy to put on. There is this locking mechanism on the adapter that locks the lens in place. Typically on these FD lenses, you press the silver button, you can spin it off. And I guess the locking mechanism stops that from accidentally happening, I guess, like in your bag. So it's pretty easy to interchange lenses really quick. The user experience from this. Obviously your camera cannot communicate with the lens, so it doesn't know what the f-stop is, but obviously your light meter should still work and could tell you if you need to make, you know, turn up your ISO or shutter speed or anything like that. The lenses, just like a film camera, are such a joy to use, so tactile. You know, these specifically have the manual aperture ring, which I absolutely love. It just clicks perfectly. And the lenses just feel so smooth, so much smoother than a modern lens for some reason. So far, the user experience has been really good. All right, so now I've made it to the Wofford College. Was this my plan today? No. Did I know that Wofford College was in Spartanburg? I don't think so. Am I here? Absolutely. So far, this has been a really good spot,
for the film look, because the campus is so, you know, historic and has all of the older looking buildings and stuff. So it's a really good fit for this. The reason why I would use this instead of just my film camera, pretty much only for convenience and just not having to worry about the film running out. I love everything about using my film camera. I love the click. I love how everything's so tactile, as I'm sure you do. But, you know, sometimes you get nervous to, like, maybe the film doesn't develop properly. Maybe, you know, something doesn't work out. So it's good to have this as a backup to offer if somebody wants that film look, but they don't really necessarily care if it was actually done on actual film. This is the easiest way to go about that. Also, you can take more than 36 photos before you have to change the roll of 35mm film. You can just snap away, fill up that SD card, and it just gives you more flexibility to take way more shots. I've for sure taken more shots today than I would if I was using film. The only thing you really pay for here is you lose autofocus. Also, I just want to mention, this video is not sponsored by whatever company makes this adapter. I don't think this specific adapter is the one that you have to get. Just get an adapter that's good quality, that is not gonna fall apart, that's gonna actually result in clean images. You know, obviously you want that little bit of haziness from the old lenses, but you want it to be from the lenses and not from the adapter. So that's a little caveat here. We're gonna go back to my place. I'm gonna edit these pictures. I'm gonna show you how you can edit your photos to make them look like film. And you've already seen all the pictures I took. I haven't, so I'm excited. This is the best part of the day for me. But let's go back.
All right, so now we're in the editing bay. I have the first image that I want to edit here in Lightroom. And this is a very important part of the puzzle. Obviously, the lenses are gonna let that same quality of light into the camera. So it's already gonna kind of have that look, but it's not gonna have the exact colors for the specific film that you're going after. So what I would do is figure out what look are you going for specifically, and you can Google that specific film stock and just look at photos that were taken on it and kind of eyeball it. Or you can go and Google and find a good preset or LUT that it's, you know, gonna kind of be a good starting point. So I'm trying to emulate Portra 400, and I think I have a preset here. Let's just look at like black and white. Right here is one of my presets, and I'll just full screen this, and you can see it already looks pretty good, just like that. And that's not even changing, you know, like the contrast would probably be down a little bit, highlights down, shadows down, you know, like that right there already really gives a good film look, but it's not a specific film stock. But I do have a Portra 400 preset here, and let's just, this is probably the most popular 35mm film stock, and we'll switch kind of between the two of, let's full screen it. So this is the unedited, and then this would be it looking like Portra 400. You can see there's a little bit of grain in there. It's really nice, and I feel like it does really give off that look. So let's just look at how I change this. We might fiddle with this a little bit. So normally Portra 400 will overexpose a little bit. We'll bring the contrast down. I think we might bring it down even a little more. Highlights are down, that looks good. Shadows, I'll make it a little darker. Whites, blacks are fine. Okay, and then here we have good old S-curve. I'm just gonna hover over so you can see the points. And this is just, this is kind of a LUT that I made, more or less. This is just kind of a preset that I kind of made myself. I based it off of a couple other people's, but adjusted some small things here or there. So you can see most of these are just S curves. The only problem with this, and you'll see, and you've probably seen in the pictures, is I don't like how the blues come out in this really. I might make it a little bit more. Mess with that a little bit. There we go, okay. And then I'll just click through here really quick so you can kind of see my settings. I'm honestly pretty happy with all the colors. So not really sure if I'm gonna mess with any. Okay, I think this I might, yeah, give it a little bit more. There we go, okay. So I would say this is the other half of the puzzle. Now, what are you missing when you do this? What are the main things? You're missing just the joy and user experience of using a film camera. Like I said before, the tactile feel of a film camera, that click, the having to wind the film, only having 36 photos on a typical thing of film stock. Those are all something that makes using film a joy. You're missing out on that. You're missing out on the novelty. And the other downside is obviously you do need a film camera setup. You need the film lenses. But if you're not super picky about what lenses in specific you're gonna get, you could totally just go to a thrift shop or go on eBay and get some old 35mm film lenses, but you'll have to make sure that they all fit that same mount unless you want to get multiple adapters, and then at that point it just gets a little ridiculous in my opinion. So I stick with the Canon FD lenses because they're pretty common, they're pretty affordable. And you're also missing, yeah, there's digital grain, but it just is not the same. Like we can zoom in here and we can see it just doesn't cut it. There's something very specific about film grain. When I was shooting on film, I would shoot the film, I would develop the film, and then I would have whoever the picture was, I would have them take their fingerprint and put it on the actual film strip, and then I'd scan it that way so that their fingerprint was on it. And that was just like an added little thing that you can't really do digitally, obviously. So you're missing out on that. What are benefits of using this system? Obviously, the convenience, it's way faster. You don't have to worry about getting the film developed. I used to develop all my film and I would always get super nervous because it's on me. You know, if I mess it up, I mess it up and I'm not gonna be able to see any of those photographs. So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to spend money on film. Everybody knows it's pretty expensive to shoot on film, even if you're developing it yourself. So it's definitely something worth trying. If you have the film lenses and you have a digital camera, you have your film camera, you might as well just get the adapter. They're super affordable. And if you use it once or twice, it'll pay for itself in saving you the money of the lenses or and the film and developing. Yeah, let me know. Have you done this before? Maybe what are some other hacks to get that film look with a digital camera? I think this might be the #1 hack. I think this is it. This is a tough one to top. So let me know what y'all think. Thank you so much for watching this video. I told y'all we'd be back to photography. Thank you for watching. I love you. Bye.